What is up, Flockers? That is my fellow Lockers and aspiring Lockers. In today's video, I'm going to be going over some of the changes and things that I've noticed in my locks now that I'm 26 months into this journey. And I'm going to be doing a braid out because it has been a while since I've done one. So let's get into it. Y'all, I have passed the 2-year mark. We are now on the 26th month. I know some people are like, why do people call it 26? Just call it 2 years, 2 months. I know. It's that whole like when you have kids and you go by the months and stuff like that. I don't know. Anyways, we're 2 years and 2 months into this journey, almost into the 3rd month of the 3rd year. And for the most part, the locks are in maintenance mode. Something that I have noticed that I guess has changed, not so much about my locks, but about me, is that in the beginning of the journey, the first year or so, I have had hairs that grow outside of the lock, and it used to really bother me because, you know, it causes your locks wherever around the roots and stuff to be frizzy, and you're constantly having to reincorporate those hairs back into a lock to make sure that it's not going into a different lock and stuff like that. So it can be a bit cumbersome or annoying to look at, to feel, and I've just changed in the fact that I just don't care anymore. Like, I have patches where the hair just, especially in the back, in this area back here, where my hair is the softest, it just, for whatever reason, the hair back there really does just, I don't know if I'll be able to show on camera, but it just really does grow outside of the lock and do its own thing. Okay, so don't know how well you can see, but there are tons of locks in the back that are like that around the root area where there's just a good amount of hair that is not incorporated in the lock. And every single time that I do a retie, I am crocheting that hair back into the lock before I do the rotations. And even in between reties, I'm constantly taking the hairs that are there and twisting them around the lock, just to make sure that it stays separated from the other ones. But it's just become one of those things that I do not even thinking about it anymore, and it's not something that bothers me. I don't care. I don't care about the feel. I don't care about the look of it. I've just accepted it that that's the way that my locks choose to grow, and I'm 2+ years in now, and I have a feeling that if I have my locks 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's gonna be the same story. Nothing's gonna change no matter how much my locks mature. So I am accepting it, and it doesn't bother me anymore. Something else that I have noticed now that I'm over 2 years into this journey, besides the length, y'all, can we get into the length? I'll have to throw up a video. I don't even know what month I'll throw in, but I will make sure to put a caption to let you know what month it is. But just the length is lengthened, y'all. Whether I show you what I was at 1 year, or at some point, I don't know, 16 months versus 26 months, we'll see. Like I said, I will put it in there, but just, like I said, the length is lengthened. Collarbone is here. We're done flirting, you know. They were flirting with the shoulders. Now they've moved on. They're no longer in a relationship with the shoulders. They are now committed and in a relationship with my clavicle. Okay, so my locks and my clavicle are in a committed relationship. But these locks don't seem to be very faithful. So I don't know how much longer they're gonna be in this relationship with the clavicle before they decide to move on and go into a different relationship. Yeah, let me give y'all a little roundabout and show y'all what we're working with, okay? So from the side. All right, but yeah, something else that I've noticed besides the fact that they are growing is that the braid pattern is becoming less and less. And one of the flockers even mentioned that in my comments recently. Thank you for noticing. But yes, part of that is due to the fact that I dyed my hair black recently, a little over a month ago. And so before I had light ends, you know, blonde and light brown. So you could see the braid pattern further away. It was more noticeable because the ends were light. And now that it's all the same color, it kind of just meshes and you can't really tell. It's not looking like braids anymore. It's just looking like locks and whatnot. When you get closer, you can see some braid pattern, but in general, like I'm saying, the braid pattern is definitely disappearing. It is not like it used to be where pretty much my entire perimeter had braid pattern, all throughout had braid pattern. I'm just really pleased with the way that my locks are maturing. And yeah, there's not much to say on that front. They're still, even 2 years in, are locks with curly ends. I don't do anything in particular to keep them curly. I just let my locks mature as they want. I'm not going in and undoing the braids at the ends of the ones that are still braided and crocheting them, or doing two-strand twists to try to speed up that process. I'm just letting it do what it do. All right, so if they want to stay braided for 3-4 years at the ends of some of them, then that's what they will do. But like I said, especially now that my hair is all black, you can't even tell that there's braids on them. And so it doesn't bother me. When I look in the mirror, I have to be really close before I can see the braid pattern on most of them. It just meshes so well, so it doesn't bother me. The rinse that I used, you know, since I've washed my hair several times since then, is starting to rinse out. So I am noticing that, I don't know how well it will come off on camera, but there are some pieces that, does that help if I don't know, shade the light. I don't know if y'all can see this, if it's coming off on camera, but there are some pieces that are playing peekaboo, and they're like, all right, you done rinsed a lot of the dye out, so it's trying to come back through. So probably in the next month or two, I will probably do another rinse of jet black just so I can get that. But yeah, just so y'all can see up close and personal what we're looking like, what our texture is looking like. I feel like my locks are healthy, they're shiny. We actually just went swimming today in the chlorine. So that's another reason why I need to wash my hair tonight. And I figured I would do a braid out, but I'm going to wash my hair and I don't want it to be wet all night long. So something that I don't usually do, but I will be doing tonight, is using a blow dryer, because I don't want to go to sleep with wet hair. But for the first time ever, instead of just doing oil and water, I'm going to use Lotta Body with coconut and shea oils. It's the Wrap Me Foaming Mousse. It's supposed to define curls and all that stuff, tames frizz, creates soft wraps. So my mom has used this in the past to do like her finger waves and stuff. I want to use it just for the hold that it gives, to see if it helps the braids, the braid out to hold longer. And I just like the way it smells, so it'll just add a nice little fragrance. And hopefully it won't cause any flakes or anything like that. So I'll report to y'all on that and how this works with my braid out. But I am getting ready to do that. Like I said, it's been a while. I haven't done a braid out since I've had my hair all black. So it'll be interesting to document and just see what my hair looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And like I said, I'm gonna blow dry it, but I'm gonna use my hooded dryer, my soft hooded dryer, which if you've been on the channel for a while, you've probably seen before. But I will go ahead and make sure to link that, as well as the Lotta Body, down below. I almost said downstairs. I will link it down below, so if you're interested in either of those, you can check them out. And you know, with the affiliate links, if you do click on it, it costs you no extra money if you purchase something, but it does help the channel, gives me a couple of cents on every purchase that you make, so I would appreciate that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to this braid out. So gotta wash this hair first. All right, so it is the next morning. I did use the blow dryer, the hooded blow dryer, probably for about 30 minutes, but I got tired of sitting there, and are y'all shifting? I feel like y'all are shifting. I got y'all propped up against the mirror, but whatever. Yeah, I got tired of sitting under the dryer. It was late, so I went to sleep, woke up in the morning, my hair was still wet, so I had to blow dry it some more. I think it is dry, at least it feels 90% dry, but I don't have time to sit here and leave this in. Got to get to work today. But yeah, used Lotta Body, and we will see what sort of results we got. Typically, I would take the time to take these rubber bands out, but ain't nobody got all that time today, so we're just using the rubber band splitter to speed up this process, and then we will get on to the takedown process. The good thing about braid outs with locks is that I don't think it's possible for it to come out wrong. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, maybe somebody has had braid out fails, but every single time I do a braid out, regardless of where I part my hair, regardless of anything I do, regardless of whether I make the braids thick and chunky, whether I make them thin, they always come out looking nice. That's one good thing, like I said, with locks. If you're doing a braid out or a twist out, I've never done a twist out. I don't think, I might be lying, I think I did a twist out once. But yeah, you're always gonna get good results. And it's just kind of up to you to tailor it to how you want. If you want extreme definition, then you make your braids or your twists smaller. And if you want a more wavy, less defined look, then you make the sections chunkier. And I make my sections all different sizes. Like I know some people sit there and count and make sure that they have equal locks. And each I don't, I grab and go. It's kind of been my method since day one and how I started my locks. There's no uniformity to them. I like having a variety of lengths, or not lengths, a variety of sizes and stuff like that to add to the illusion of fullness. I know sometimes someone came in my comments and was coming for me saying that making your locks different sizes when you start does not give a fuller look. And I'm like, okay, well, if that's what you feel, then that's okay. But like I always say, it gives the illusion that your hair is fuller. Whether or not you agree with that, that's on you. That's all right. If you don't believe that, that's cool. That is what I believe for my hair and what I've done. So that's what I'm gonna keep saying. Because I know at the end of the day, regardless of whether you have a thicker or smaller lock, and the way you start, it doesn't change the density of your hair. So, I mean, duh. That's not what I was saying. I'm saying when your hair is stacked brick pattern like mine is, and on top of it being brick pattern, there's different sizes. So they're already stacked like this, okay? And then, you know, you might have a skinny one, a medium sized one, and a thick one. It changes the look than if they were all the exact same size and they were all laying flat next to each other. It gives an appearance and an illusion that your hair is fuller, which is what I was saying. So don't come for me in my comments unless you come correct. The ones in the very front, I did intentionally make smaller just because, you know, wanted a little bit more definition in the front. But other than that, I just grab chunks and they vary in size. Don't really care. And I'm not gentle with my takedown. You know, if you want to preserve as much of your curl as possible and deal with less, I guess, what's the word? Not distortion. Deal with less, oh yeah, my hair's still a little damp, but not very. It's a light dampness just on the ends, probably because of where the rubber bands were and it being rolled up at the end. Right. But I'm probably gonna fast forward through this part because if you've seen a braid out once, you've seen a braid out a million times, so y'all get the takedown. So you can see it in a sped up version. right. I did not make sure that my part was straight before I did this yesterday, but that's all right. There we go. With the first braid out on my all black hair. And like I said, when it's with Locs, is it ever bad? It's not. Right. Not mad. And it's kind of cool to do braid outs as your hair grows, to just see the difference over time and the progression of what braid outs look like on you as your hair gets longer. You know, when it's shorter and going through different phases compared to when it's longer and more mature, and how they come out. So this is what we're looking like. Not mad at it. If you found this video helpful, then make sure to hit the like button so that I know what type of content you're enjoying, and also hit the subscribe button so that you can join the flock. And before you go anywhere, check out some of the other videos that have popped up on the screen. I'll see you there.